Hello, hello. Right. Okay, so we're going to do our Pilates. Hopefully you're all well this morning. I'm just going to link up with the Facebook page on my phone. I love this. Bronwyn's just put a little post on Facebook of her in her instructor top. She is back to it tonight, so she's obviously looking forward to that. Good morning, Marie. Good afternoon, Anna. Just done the body conditioning workout. Well done. This is actually my first workout of the day. I've not been lazy this morning. I have been doing work. I just haven't done exercise. But I have got lots to do after this class because I'm gonna practice my body pump, practice, because the exam is on Friday and it's gotta be spot on. So, make sure you've got a drink, something to lay on the floor. I just had to, my husband had to blackmail my dog to get out because he literally had claimed the whole of the floor in here. He was just sprawled out and he didn't want to move. As many times as I asked him, he did not want to move, bless him. He's ever so clingy today. And literally, if I enter a room before I've even finished my step, he's next to me, he won't let me go. So yeah, poor little boy. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you just want cuddles for the whole day? Oh, now you can hear my voice. He's moving around. That's all right. My husband's there. Okay. Honestly, if we were going back to work and he was going to be at home on his own, I don't think he'd cope. I really don't think he'd cope with it anymore because he's been used to everyone being here for like 18 months near enough, and he's an old dog, bless him. So let me set my watch for Pilates. We'll do a little bit of a mobility, a little bit of a warm up, get the body ready to work, and then we'll move down towards the floor. I'll teach at different levels, so please feel free to work at the level that's suitable for you. High options, low options. Listen to your body. If your body says no at something high, go lower. And if it's saying this is easy at a low level, then go higher. Okay? There's always a meet in the middle level as well. All right. So, toes and knees point forwards. Shoulders down and relaxed. I've got paperwork spread out everywhere. Terrible. Make sure that the body is central, so gently rock from side to side, forwards and backwards, making sure you've got an even distribution of body weight across both of those feet. You don't feel like you're leaning, you don't feel lopsided. Relax the shoulders down, lengthen your back and find that neutral spine. So you just tilt pelvis forwards and backwards. You're finding the position where your back feels the most comfortable. You've got that natural lordotic curve, okay? Then we look at our core muscles. The pelvic floor, that's the muscle that you would use to stop mid-flow. Now imagine that muscle is attached to a lift, okay? And I want you to draw that muscle up from within, all the way up to floor 10. You're going to take it down to floor 5, down to floor 3, and leave it there. You're then going to imagine you've got a belt around your middle with 10 notches to the belt. I want you to pull it in as tight as you can to notch 10. Come out to notch 5, out to notch 3, and leave it there. So what we've done is we've found about a 30% engagement of the core, the pelvic floor and the central abdominal muscles, okay? So your core muscles. And we're going to aim to keep those engaged from this point on. Holding from the core, we're going to breathe from the rib cage, hands on the ribs, fingertips touch, take a deep breath in, open the ribs and release. Deep breath in and release. Relax the arms down, just gently begin to pedal through your feet one side to the other, raising up an alternating heel, allowing your shoulders to gently rotate one way and the other. Lovely. Place the feet down, lift all the way up onto the toes. You're going to lose the top of my head. No, it's still there. Just reach all the way up, lengthen and release. One more time, lift and lengthen. So we're going to move just our left leg to begin with. Lunge forward, lengthen the back leg, bring the body forward and down, come up, balance, and then take that left leg out to the side, lengthening the right leg. Into the middle, knee comes up, balance or step it in. Take that leg forwards. Lengthen the back leg. Now we're bringing that knee in and up for balance, okay? You're going to need to engage those core muscles and have a good posture to help you balance. Last one, so we're going to step the foot in this time and change legs. Bringing the body forwards and down. You're only going as far as you feel comfortable. So you can bring the foot to the floor if you prefer. And if you don't want to come all the way down, then keep the body up and just push into that front leg. Lengthen through the inner thigh. One more of each. Reach forward and down. Chin up, abdominals tight. And then hold it in the middle. Allow your hips to rotate one way and the other. Well done. Holding it in the middle. Bring the arms up. Breathe in. As you breathe out, open, follow the hand. Breathe in, come back to the middle. Other side. Breathe out, open the chest. Rotate from the spine, so you're keeping your hips nice and still. Opening up through the chest, mobilizing through the back. Last one here, follow the hand, look for the fingers. In and release. Good, take that left foot forward, point the toe, circle round, lift the knee and balance. Toe comes forward, circle round, lift the knee and balance. Sometimes it's easier flat on the floor than on a mat because you haven't quite got that balance. Hold it here, ankle goes one way and the other, and then place that foot down. Other leg forward, point the toe, circle round, lift the knee and balance. Toe forward, circle round, lift the knee and balance. Lengthen the back, engage the core to help you balance. One more here, all the way around, hold the knee up this time, ankle one way and the other. Lovely crack of that ankle. Good, place the foot down, stand towards the back of your mat. Breathe in, tuck the chin to the chest, breathe out, slowly begin to roll down through your back. Soften your knees, allow the arms to hang and relax like wet spaghetti. Then breathe in, and as you breathe out, begin to roll up through the back. Rebuild the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. As you reach the top, relax the shoulders, reset your posture. Breathe in, chin to the chest. Breathe out, gently roll down, soften your knees. Allow the arms to hang and relax like wet spaghetti. Then when you're ready, breathe in. As you breathe out, begin to roll back up. Rebuild that spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, and release. So we're going to come down to a downward dog position. Now if you have high or low blood pressure, holding your head in that downward position may make you feel unwell. So you're going to have the option for a cat stretch instead. Breathe in, chin to the chest, breathe out, gently roll down. At your lowest point, keeping the feet down, you're going to walk the hands forward, head between the arms, and that is your downward dog position. So if you need it, then you're coming down onto your hands and knees for a cat position. Breathe in to round the spine, chin to the chest. Breathe out to release. Now if you're in your downward dog, I want you to walk your hands further forward, lift the heels from the floor, coming to level 3 plank position or leg pull position, and then walk back to downward dog. Carefully walk the hands further forward, heels come off the floor, bottom comes down, flatten your back, and then bring yourself back up. If you're in that cat stretch, just keep going for me. Rounding and arching that back. Complete opposite to what we're doing in downward dog, where we're flattening the spine. Last one here. Hold it. Place the knees down, and we're all in a box position, please. Nice flat neutral spine. Imagine you've got a tray of drinks resting on your back. Don't spill any. breathe in. As you breathe out, push one leg straight out along the floor. As you breathe in, bring the leg back in. Other leg, breathe out, push that leg back. Breathe in, bring it in. So you're allowing that leg to push out as far as it can go without tilting, without leaning to one side. Happy with that? You can progress on by extending and raising. Then touch the toe down and draw that leg back under. Breathe out to lengthen and raise. Breathe in to lower and draw it back in. So we're allowing that leg to lift once the leg is fully extended. Touch the toes at the furthest point before you bring that leg back in. Then if you want to go further, you can slide the opposite hand out along the floor. Don't lift it yet. So opposite arm to leg, fully extend. And then your final option here, arm and leg fully extend, they both raise together. Fingers and toes touch down and draw back in. Breathe out to lengthen and raise. Breathe in to lower and draw it back in. Back in neutral, core muscles zipped up, pulled in tight. Good. So in swimming, we're strengthening from the core and the lumbar spine. If you're moving your arm, you've got that little bit of mobility around your shoulder as well. And I'm going to ask you, please, for one more on each side. Please feel free to rest and get a drink at any time. Once you've completed those two, you're going to carefully allow yourself to lower down onto your forearms and elbows. Now your head position is important, okay, because I don't want you to crank your neck. You're supposed to have the alignment right through the spine, so that includes the neck. So don't hang your head, don't crank your neck. Head and neck in line with the spine, knees come down, pelvis comes up. Level 1 of your leg pull. If you want level 2, toes go down, knees come up. Flatten the back, hold and breathe. Now if you want level 3, we did it in the first exercise. You're coming up onto the hands. Do not let that bottom lift. You've got a nice flat back from the head to the heels. If you feel your body begin to shake or wobble, it is a sign of muscle fatigue, so just rest and join back in when you can. And feel free to try the different levels. Now I can hold level 3 a lot longer than I can hold level 2, but that's because my upper body takes some of that strain. So I always find I work harder in level 2 because I'm not relying on my upper body strength to keep me raised. Remember, you can take those knees down at any time. Pull the belly button up through the spine towards the ceiling. And I'm going to ask you please for 3 more, up to 3 more, so you can do less if you need to. When you've done your 3 breaths, gently release all the way down. You're going to bring your forehead to the floor, okay? Neck nice and straight, arms back, legs together, point the toes, so double leg kick, okay? Breathe in. As you breathe out, raise both legs. Your pelvis will have pushed down, but your belly button needs to have pulled up, okay? Now breathe in. As you breathe out, 1, 2, 3, then breathe in and lengthen, but don't lower the legs. Breathe out, 1, 2, 3, breathe in and lengthen. Core muscles zipped up, pulled in. That head stays down, so you've got that alignment through the neck. Now you could do 1 leg at a time if you need to. Double leg kick focuses on the glutes and the hamstrings, so the backs of your thighs and your bottom. You're still working your core because those muscles should be engaged, okay? The lower back also taking a lot of strength to help keep those legs raised. And in your double leg kick, Please complete 2 more breaths. That's 6 little curls. When you've done those, you can gently allow those legs to lower, and then you can release the arms. Good. You're going to come back up into leg pull. Level 1, knees down. Level 2, knees up. Level 3 on those hands. Holding the position. Breathing deep 4 breaths as you strengthen right through the core. Make sure your body is in a straight line. I don't want a triangle. I don't want your legs coming out wider than the body. Straight line. Draw the belly button in and up. And again, if you shake or wobble, just take a little rest, join back in when you can. Strengthening right through the centre of the body, through the core. Deep, full breaths. Well done. So I'm going to ask you, please, in your leg pull, for 2 more breaths. You thought I'd forgotten about you, didn't you? When you've done your 2, you can gently release, lower, and I want you to lengthen all the way out. So this is swimming again, but this time we're doing it in a laying position, so we can target a little bit deeper into the glutes as well as the core. Arms fully extended, also from the shoulder. Now, you can do just the arm or just the leg, but if you're able to, then we're doing opposite arm and leg. Head down, breathe in. As you breathe out, one arm and the opposite leg lift. As you breathe in, they lower. Breathe out, change sides, they lift. Breathe in, they lower. So we're breathing out to raise and in to release. Imagine you've got a raspberry underneath your belly button. Okay, so draw the belly button up, you don't want to squash it. Breathe out as you lift, in as you release. Pulling up through the core, through the centre of the body. You're controlling the movement. We're lifting and we're gently lowering. We're not letting it drop. Breathe out as you lift, in as you release. And I'm going to ask you, please, for 2 more, 1 on each side. Once you've completed those 2, you can bring those arms in. And we're going to be coming over onto one side. So from there, just turn yourself. My mat is slightly angled, so I might not look like I'm straight, but I am. So, elbow underneath the shoulder, okay? Legs are bent, soles of the feet are in line with my bottom. And I'm bringing this spare arm, my fingertips to my temple, okay? We're going to be rotating forwards and then back up, all right? So first thing I want you to do is bring up your rib cage. So instead of having the rib down, you're drawing it up. And straight away, you've got this open space and your obliques, your waist, is already working, okay? Now you could just stay there and hold it. Otherwise, we're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, rotate forwards. As you breathe in, open back up all the way. Breathe out, rotate forwards. Breathe in, open back up. Now if you can, you're going to bring that hip up. Breathe out, rotate. Breathe in and open. So with your hip raised, you're at your level 2. And if you want to go further, fully extend the legs. One foot on top of the other, so the body's in straight up. Very often, people will cross the feet so that one leg is slightly further forward. Try not to do that because you lose the alignment of the body by doing that. The whole point is you're in a straight line. Breathe out, rotate. Breathe in, return. Legs straight or bent. Hip down if you need to. I'm going to ask you for 1 more here. Then you can release and gently lower. And we're going to be lengthening out into a nice long line. Make sure you've got space to move your legs forwards and backwards, okay? Very often I'll kick my foot on my unit, so today I've made sure I've got enough space. Head comes down on the arm. You've got a straight line from the fingers all the way down to the toes. So your hips, your knees, your ankles are all stacked, one on top of the other. Hand is there for balance, breathe in. As you breathe out, raise those legs. Now your top leg is going to move and your bottom leg is going to stay still. Breathe in. As you breathe out, kick forwards. As you breathe in, return. We're going to take that top leg backwards and then bring it back in. Breathe out to kick, breathe in to return. So you've got a kick coming forwards and a kick going backwards. Now that top arm is there for balance, but take it away if you don't need it, okay? And then if you wanted to, we can also then begin to move the bottom leg. So one leg will go forwards, they'll meet in the middle, and then the other leg will go backwards. Now be careful, because there is a real tendency, I see this in class a lot, that when that leg goes behind, we bend the knee. Try not to. Try and keep the legs as straight as you can. Breathing out as you kick, breathing in as you return. Hand is there for balance. If you don't need it, take it away. If you want to go a little bit further, then take that arm all the way over. Now there's no set distance to how far your legs move. It is only as far as comfortable for you, as long as you are not allowing those hips to roll forwards or backwards. Please complete 2 more breaths, full deep breaths. And once you've completed those, legs come together. Lovely. Those legs are raised, held and still. The hand is there for balance or take it away. Now, keeping your head stuck to your arm, keeping your legs lifted and still, you're going to slide up the shoulder and then release it down. Breathe out to lift, breathe in to release. So your head stays stuck to the arm, and as you come up, you're getting the shoulder blade, or sorry, the underarm off the floor. Breathing out to lift and into release. Keeping those legs still. They might move just a touch, but we're not physically allowing a big movement. It's a natural kind of move, a little stagger as that shoulder comes up. Now, even if you're just going a little way, that's fine. Our target area is our obliques, okay? We're strengthening and mobilizing through the side of the body, the core, and the lumbar spine. And I'm just going to ask you in your shoulder slide for 1 more repetition, please. And then you can release those legs down. If you need to, then bring the legs in. Give that hip a little bit of a rub. When I sit like this, I always feel like I'm a mermaid. I'm growing my hair, so one day it'll be right down to my ankles. Good. So, you're going to sit on your bottom. Legs bent, feet down. We'll just do a nice roll up to start with. I love a roll up because it really does help to mobilise the back and strengthen from the core. Okay. So you're going to breathe in, tilt the pelvis under, so you've got that C-shaped spine. Then breathe out, lower down as far as you can go. Breathe in, start to come up, breathe out, continue all the way up. Don't come over, because what happens, you come over, your back is curved. We want lengthened back. Breathe in and tilt, breathe out, lower. Now if you can get all the way down, brilliant. But however far you go down, you've got to be able to get back up without moving the legs. Don't wobble the knees, don't lift your feet. Core muscles in and engaged. Breathe into low. It's like I'm putting my finger into your belly button and you're curling that pelvis under. Only going as far as you feel comfortable. Strength and mobility from the core and the lumbar spine. Now, if you prefer, it's a matter of comfort, it doesn't make the level any more difficult, then you can have your legs out straight. I find if you've got lower back issues or short, tight hamstrings, then the straight option may be better for you. Breathe in to tilt, breathe out to lower. Breathe in, start the lift. Breathe out, continue all the way up. So in your roll up, I'd like to ask you please for 2 more repetitions. And once you've completed your 2, you're going to stay in your seated position. We're going to come into a reverse leg pull, which our target area here is going to be our triceps. So we're going to bring those arms back, fingers point towards the bottom, try and have your arms quite close, okay? Now, if you've got wrist problems, you've got carpal tunnel, anything like that, then you can just push back, keeping the bottom on the floor and hold, okay? Otherwise, we're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, you're coming all the way up, bottom off the floor. Try not to let the bum drop down. Try and have it up all the way. Don't hang the head. Head and neck in line with the spine. So triceps the target area, but we're also working the core, otherwise that bottom would be on the floor. And then if you want to work further, legs go out diagonally. I'd like to point out that my t-shirt is ruffled, that's not my big belly that's popping over my trousers. Good. Hold that position and breathe. Or keep those legs bent. Deep, full breath from the rib cage. Strengthen core, lumbar spine, back to the arms. Little bit of shoulder work as well. Remember, you have got an option to stay here. For 2 more breaths, then you can gently lower and release. Shake it all out. Good. We're going to do 1 more in the seated position. And this time I'd like your legs out straight. So when we fully go into the highest level of this, it's called a corkscrew, okay? But we have to build it up gradually, and this is something that you can work on. So maybe next time when you join in, you can go a little bit further. So legs out straight, you're going to tilt the pelvis under. Now, if you need to, your hands could be there for a little bit of support, but I don't want you to rely on them. Lift one leg up, point the toe away from the body. We just hold. We hold and we breathe. We want level 2, both legs come up, tailbone tucked under, core is pulled in. Don't let the tummy push forwards. It's called doming, don't dome. Now if you want to go full corkscrew, breathe in. As you breathe out, lift and circle. As you breathe in, lower and return. And then it comes up and round the other way. You've got to keep both sides of the bottom on the floor. Keep the legs as straight as you can. Point the toes away. If you've just got one leg up, swap legs please. If you've got both legs lifted, keep them lifted and still. Or add that circular motion, going one way then the other into full corkscrew. Hitting right into the core, and it's a nice bit of mobility and strength from the lower back as well. Remember, hands could be there, but don't push down into the hands. If you're able to move your legs, I would expect your hands not to be there, because it means that you're relying on the upper body rather than the core. So I'm going to ask you for 2 more breaths, then feet can go down, roll yourself back up. Lovely. So we're going to be rolling down onto our backs, please. Legs bent. We have to take the hair clip out. Legs bent, feet down on the floor. So from here, we find our base position laying on our back. We make sure that the lower back is comfortable, so we're tilting the pelvis a couple of times, making sure that if I place the spirit level across your hips, bubbler there would be central and still. Shoulders are down, relaxed, you're looking straight up at the ceiling, so that chin is off that chest. Now, breathe in. As you breathe out, bring one leg up into a right angle position. The shin, the front of the lower leg, is facing the ceiling. Don't let that heel drop down. Maintain the right angle. This is your 100, okay? It's called the 100 because of the amount of breaths that you're supposed to do in this position. And we can make this harder by bringing up the upper body. Breathe in, breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You get what I mean? Good. So there's 5 little pushes down per exhale. And then if you want to go further, you can bring the other leg. You may just need to find neutral again. Make sure your legs are parallel and then carry on from there. If you prefer, both legs lifted and the upper body down, okay? Or just that one leg lifted with or without the upper body pulsing. Core muscles pulled in, spirit level across the hips, neutral spine, comfortable back in place. Now if you have only got the one leg raised, I'm going to ask you to lower that leg and swap over. So you've got the other leg raised, you can either have it with the pulse or just have it holding on its own. Up to you, don't drop the heel. Right angle in the knee, shin, lower leg facing the ceiling. So you can always come down to this base level, level 1, at any time. You are still going to be working from the core and the lumbar spine. It's just how far you want to take it, okay? And I'm going to ask in your 100 for 3 more breaths. Now, if you've got both legs lifted, you can keep both legs up, but upper body's coming down. If you've only got the one leg raised, swap over. So I'll start with just the one leg so that I'm at the base level to begin with. We're going to breathe in, we're going to keep the leg bent, we're going to breathe out, we're going to touch the foot to the floor, and we're going to breathe in and lift that leg back up. Breathe out to lower, breathe in to lift. Keeping that supporting knee nice and still. Carrying on with that one leg. If you've got both legs raised, you can alternate from one leg to the other. Now it's very important that your leg maintains that right angle position. You're not moving your knee at any time. Good. Now if you've got just that one leg working, you're going to do 2 more and then you're going to swap legs. If you've got both legs working, this is what you're going to do. You're going to allow them to swap midway. So as you breathe out to lower, the other leg is coming up. But I don't want you to do that fast. I want it slow and controlled. So you're using deep, full breaths. Good. Or just that one leg, breathe out to lower, breathe in to lift. Keeping that supporting knee still. Don't let it drop to the side. Whoop, spill me water all over the floor. Breathing out to lower and in to raise. Deep, full breaths from the rib cage. I'm going to ask you, please, for 2 more breaths, and then 1 foot at a time comes all the way down, and stay in that position. Make sure neutral's in place, core muscles are in place. 1 more exercise lying on our backs. We're going to bring the arms up, fingers point directly to the ceiling. Good. So breathe in. As you breathe out, one arm is going to come over, and then the other arm is coming down by your side. Breathe in, they come to the middle, and then breathe out, they go the other way. So it tucks into the side of the body. So it's this position, not having the arm out there. Comes to the middle, and then goes down again. So just the arms on their own is going to be your level 1. I call this a windmill. If you want to go level 2, then you can have one leg raised, but the legs stay still. If you want level 3, both legs are raised. Keeping those core muscles zipped up, pulled in. If you want level 4, legs can go out to 45 degrees, but don't let that tummy dome. Straight away there, my legs started to shake, so I know I've gone too far. So I just take it back down to the next level and work from there. If you've got just one leg raised, I'm going to ask you to swap the leg over. Arms always come back to that central position. Keep them as straight as possible. We're strengthening the core, the lumbar spine. We've also got mobility through the shoulders and chest. And I'm going to ask you, please, for 2 more breaths here. And once you've completed those 2, 1 foot at a time comes comes down, and then you can lengthen yourself out into a nice long body stretch. Well done. Good. So from here, ladies and gents, in case anyone else joins in later, you are transferring over onto your side. Just giving myself a bit more space. Elbow underneath the shoulder, please. Chest open, rib cage raised. So you haven't dropped down. Pull the rib cage up. Open the chest. Legs are bent, fingertips at the temple. Breathe in, breathe out, rotate. Breathe in to open the chest. Breathe out to rotate. Breathe in to open the chest. So that's level 1 with your hip down. Level 2, lift that hip up. Breathe out, rotate. Breathe in, return. Level 3, legs out straight. Remember, one leg on top of the other. Only go as far as comfortable for you. Always coming back up to that central position. Breathe out to rotate. Into return. Breathe out to rotate. Into return. And I'm going to ask you, please, for one more breath here. Then you can gently allow yourself to lower and lengthen all the way out. My hair's still wet from a shower this morning. Good. The trouble is I tie it back when it's wet and then it stays wet for the whole day. Lengthen the body out into a nice long line. Hips, knees, ankles all stacked. Head resting down on the arm. That hand is there for balance. Breathe in. As you breathe out, raise both legs. Now when those legs lift, I don't want the body to roll forward. That hand is there for your balance, okay? Breathe in. As you breathe out, top leg kicks forwards. Breathe in, it returns. Breathe out, it goes backwards. Breathe in, it returns. Breathe out to kick. Breathe in to return. Hand is there for balance. If you don't need it, take it away. You can then progress so that you're moving both legs. One goes forward, one goes back. But that body remains central, no rolling of the hips. You've got to make sure that those legs stay nice and straight, don't bend the knee. Point the fingers, point the toes. If you want to go further, the arm can come over. Only move the legs as far as it feels comfortable without having to compromise your posture. Working through the obliques, through the waist, through the core and the lumbar spine. And I'm going to ask you, please, for 2 more breaths. Once you've completed those 2, keep the legs together. You may want to release that arm down, either onto the thigh or onto the floor. Keeping the head stuck to the arms, keeping the legs raised. Breathe in. As you breathe out, slide up the shoulder so that underarm comes off the floor. And then breathe in to release. Breathe out, slide up. Breathe in, lower. So as you lift up the waist, the muscles in the side of the body, the obliques, they are going to lengthen and shorten. So they're going to contract and release, which is where the toning takes place. Breathing out as you raise up, head resting down on the arm. I don't want you to move your head independently from your arm. It stays down. And you just bring that up far enough just to get that underarm off the floor. Breathe out to raise, in to release. Just take one more here. And release. Well done. Relax those legs. Give that hip a little bit of a rub if you need to. Lovely. So from there, guys, I'd like you to come round into a boxed position. From here, all we're going to do is just round the spine, so come into cat stretch, breathe in, round the spine, breathe out, release. Breathe in, round the spine, breathe out, release. Sitting back into the heels, stretch out the arms. We've done that reverse leg pull through the triceps. The arms will ache from that. Your shoulders need this little bit of a stretch. and release. So, if you need help to stand, if you need to hold on to anything, then move towards it, okay? Otherwise, we're going to make our way to stand. So I'll just tie my hair back again. It's just getting in the way. So when you're ready, curl the toes under into crouch position, tuck the chin into the chest. You're going to place your feet down and then slowly begin the process of rolling up through the back, rebuilding that spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, readjusting those clothes as you bring yourself all the way up. And as you reach the top, brush your hair from your face, make sure that your shoulders are down and relaxed. That's why I tied my hair back when I was on the floor, otherwise I'd look like Cousin Nick, it would just be all over my face. Shoulders down, relaxed, body nice and long. Let's try and keep our neutral spine and our core muscles engaged throughout the whole of the day. Lift up onto the toes and balance and release. And again, lift up onto the toes, balance and release. We're just going to test our balance here by taking one foot from the floor and then seeing if we can hold it with our eyes closed. And then place it down. You can practice this like if you're brushing your teeth, just stand on one leg because that helps you to practice your balance. Close the eyes if you can. You've probably found you curl your toes to help you balance. Place that foot down, well done. So that is your Pilates for today. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're okay. I hope you've enjoyed that. We have got tomorrow we have got our low impact conditioning, okay, that's at 12 o'clock. And as I said earlier, we've got 3 classes happening tonight. You're welcome, Anna. Yes, I'll see you tomorrow. Low impact class tomorrow, make sure you've got some hand weights available. So tonight you've got circuits and leg sponsor times at Gainsborough 6 and 7, and 7 o'clock a circuit over at Witton with the lovely Bronwyn. So, and it's Sue over at Gainsborough and she's lovely as well. So yeah, and I get to stay at home and watch Holby. Yay! No, I've got work to do too. Thank you so much. Take good care and hopefully I will see you again during the week. Bye for now. Au revoir to Marie. Take care. Have a lovely day.